Good morning and welcome to Kat and Callie Live. We are so happy to be here this morning. Today's topic is really dear to my heart. It's on addictions and how they can rip families and loved ones apart. I want to begin by saying that there is hope and no one out there listening is alone. If you are alone, you shouldn't be, and there is help. I want to add that addiction is addiction, whether it be drugs or alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. It is not selective and can hit any family or any stature at any time. I am using the information from the big book of Narcotics Anonymous because it covers all addictions. Narcotics Anonymous states what is an addict this way. Most of us do not have to think twice about this question, we know. Our whole life and thinking was centered in drugs in one form or another, the getting and using and finding ways and means to get more. We live to use and use to live. Very simply, an addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by drugs. We are people in the grip of continuing and progressive illness whose ends are always the same: jails, institutions, and death. The big book in NA also goes on to say, why are we here? We place the use ahead of the welfare of our families, our wives, husbands, and our children. We had to have drugs at all costs. We did many people great harm, but most of us harmed ourselves. Through our inability to accept personal responsibility, we were actually creating our own problems. We seem to be incapable of facing life on its terms. Most of us realized that in our addiction, we were slowly committing suicide. But addiction is such a cunning enemy of life that we had lost the power to do anything about it. Many of us ended up in jail or sought help through medicine, religion, psychiatry. None of these methods was sufficient for us. Our disease always resurfaced or continued to progress until, in desperation, we sought help from each other in Narcotics Anonymous. After coming to NA, we realized we were sick people. We suffered from a disease from which there is no known cure. It can, however, be arrested at some point, and recovery is then possible. Anyone out there that is in active addiction or who loves an addict, there is help and there is recovery. You can call Narcotics Anonymous in your area for information on treatment, or if you are the family member of an addict, you may want to reach out to Al-Anon in your area for the support of other family members who love an addict or an alcoholic. When we have a son or a daughter, husband, wife on drugs or alcohol, it's so painful to watch them slowly die and to feel their anger and blame towards you. There is nothing that you can do or say to them in active addiction that will prevent them from using. The only thing on the addict's mind is how to get more, and will turn on anyone that is in the way of the addict getting his or her drug. The one thing that can greatly help to not enable that addict is from the do's and don'ts of Al-Anon. Keep the do's and don'ts, or the do's. Let's go with the do's. Forgive. Be honest with yourself. Be humble. Take it easy. Tension is harmful. Play. Find recreation and hobbies. Keep on trying whenever you fail. Learn all the facts about alcoholism. Attend Al-Anon meetings often. This is also for addicts, by the way. Don't be self-righteous. Don't try to dominate, nag, or complain. Don't lose your temper. Try not to push anyone but yourself. Don't keep bringing up the past. Don't keep checking on your alcoholic addict. Don't wallow in self-pity. Make threats you don't intend to carry out. Don't be overprotective, and don't be a doormat. And I found in my own life when I was dealing with my addict that I did I did everything wrong. Everything wrong. And the reason that I really wanted to do this podcast this morning is because I was reminded by a client this morning just how desperate we can become when we love an alcoholic or an addict. But please seek the help that's available. Callie, do you have anything to add?
I feel like the steps you just read out, they apply to even relationships, and I know you said that as well, but addiction can be in any form. It can even be addiction to people and to patterns and to all of that. So I think those are really good steps we all can use in our daily life, whether we're facing a life and death addiction or not. But I always, it breaks my heart when someone's life is controlled by a substance or something like that, because it has such a stronghold, and it's something most people do not understand because it scares them and they don't know how to understand it. I know, Lady Catherine, you've gone through some things firsthand with people in your life that, really showed you how deep, a wound it can be for someone.
It really is, and the most frustrating part for me was to watch my own child dying and not have any control over it whatsoever.
Because it becomes most important to the person.
Yes, it does.
Than life.
It does, and when I finally sought help from Al-Anon and others that had been through this, I was able to get a grip on myself and stop enabling her to kill herself. And that's what I was doing. I was loving her so much that I was going to kill her just by giving her everything she wanted, thinking that if I loved her enough or gave her enough money or believed all of her lies, and I wanted to believe every single lie she told me. And I would just send money, and I was just hoping, and my fiance would look at me and he'd say, it's for drugs. And I would say, I don't care. I just can't say no to her.
You didn't want her to go a different route to get the money either, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the family members and loved ones are in such a bind on, what to do, because people say it's enabling, but it's actually going to be saving their life too. So it's just really a very hard situation. And I don't know that anyone, unless they've been in that situation, can really understand.
It truly was whenever I walked into Al-Anon to seek help because I needed help. We suffer right along with our addicts. That I understood that I was killing her and that I was enabling her. When I was able to step back and just let God take over, she walked into a treatment clinic and she's clean and sober today, so I'm so grateful for that.
Awesome.
Yes, she is.
And also, I know that your daughter has done a lot of spiritual work since this time, and I believe that is key for anyone, even if it's, I've been addicted to, in a different way. We all have to relationships and patterns. It doesn't even have to be a substance, but doing the spiritual work is the only way to break free.
It really is. It really is.
It's always going to be there. It's always going to be a temptation, but you really can turn your mess into a message. And I know you guys have, and your family have done that.
We have, and I'm grateful for it. And this is why I really wanted to do this podcast this morning. Just know that there is hope and there is tools available. There is resources. You don't have to suffer alone. Just know that and get in touch with NA, AA, or Al-Anon. Do that for yourselves.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Miss Callie Crawford, we have someone on the line. What is your first name, caller?
Melanie.
Melanie. Welcome. How may we help you today?
Okay. Well, I'm having issues with my marriage. And he tends to be a gaslighter and takes his anger and frustrations out on me. He left Monday out of the blue, and so I don't know where my marriage stands. Is this to be resolved, worked out? Are we to divorce? I'm a big bag of nerves.
I know.
Some guidance in that area.
Okay. Mel, first of all, what I'm getting is, yes, he is a gaslighter, and we know that is not healthy for you at all, and we know that any gaslighter can make you feel crazy. They can make you feel like you're the problem. And I
I think a lot of women don't even understand the definition of gaslighting, honestly.
No, they don't. They don't. And narcissism is so rampant in our society that there's different levels. And when you're married to one, no one understands unless they've been married to one too. So it's kind of like, and also there's flying monkeys where people, he goes to people and then, talks to them and it's just
yeah, he's talking bad about me to others now.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
He's using them, yeah.
Yeah, he even wrote it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel at this moment, or actually what I want. But I don't.
I think you're coming to terms with the fact that you are with someone who is a narcissist, someone who is a gaslighter. I think you need to work through that first, because it doesn't make sense at first because of cognitive dissonance, and you're like, and you always are questioning, am I wrong? Am I right? Is he really doing it? It's just a process on that. I do feel that there is a future for you without this man. I do feel that, and I know that things have not been easy for you with just the past baggage that's come along with everything, and so there is a future with for you out there where you can be free from this. Now, I do believe you have a choice, and you're going to have a choice in the matter. I do think you need to, I think we've always said get as much peace as you can. You know what I mean? No matter what the circumstances end up being, you've got to get peace minute by minute. You're going to have to really get control of that minute by minute, and sometimes it might be second by second to tell yourself, I've got to be at peace right now, because you can't control. This is something you can't control. You can't control a narcissist.
No.
You can't control a gaslighter. You know what I mean?
Is he coming back in the picture?
I believe he will, but I don't see that it's going to get any better. I think that it's going to be a roller coaster, and you're just going to have to decide when you've had enough and when you want off. And I really feel like that power is going to be yours to have, but you're going to have to really dive into getting, because a narcissist strips us of the strength that we still have, but we don't realize we have it. And you're going to have to get that back. And I don't know, I know you have a deep spiritual background. I believe you should really use that right now.
Yes.
and dive into that, because your heart is broken.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much pain, and it's like you feel like you just never know when the next shoe's going to drop. I mean, it seems like it's daily, and that's not right to live that way. It's going to age you.
Right.
It's going to steal time from you, Mel, and you really have so much to give, but your hands are tied, you're blindfolded right now, because you're at the mercy of this person that doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, and I think too, another thing is people don't. I'm a gifted reader also, but I deal with energies all day long, and then having this on top of me just stresses me out even more.
It's a spiritual attack on you too, because that when you're going through something like this, it does weaken your own intuition. And a lot of people, I can't read for myself, so it just makes you feel really vulnerable. And I see a bright future for you when you get out of this fog, and I think that you're letting him be in control when you should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve this.
Mm-mm.
And you're going to have to come to the place that it's your marriage. It's a huge deal. I know it's everything. But if you're married to someone who is sick, it's making you sick. And so that there's a lot of external influences, I know, but you don't deserve this. But I do believe it's going to be your call. I mean, he's gonna resurface, but I know you're probably so stressed out, wondering when that's going to be. And you deal with energies. They change minute by minute, and so it's kind of one of those things that your energy has to get straight. Your energy has to get stronger right now, even in the fire. And if you can do that, because I know you can do it. I'm like literally like I'm getting my heart's racing right now. I know you can get that balance back,
Yes.
no matter what he's off doing.
That's right.
Okay, because your cords aren't healthy, and you know that. I mean, it's just you're being very, very patient. I think overly patient in some ways, because it's hurting you. You shouldn't have to wait like this. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, and this is the first time that I haven't reached out either. Like I've kind of cut contact with myself.
Well, see, that's good, because no contact is typically what they suggest with people like that. I'm going to send you a few videos too. I've been watching. No contact is the way to go, and it's so hard. I mean, you're going to go through a lot of pain, but I know you know how to balance, because you've helped other people get balance.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
So I know you can do it for yourself. It's just you're going to have to detach big time, and that's so hard. It's easier said than done, but you're going to have to detach, and you're going to have to jump back into your own, gifts and your own, mission, so to speak. And I mean, I just feel like this is taking its toll on you to the point that you're not contacting him, because deep down you can't do this anymore. You can't have this roller coaster anymore. But it's in your own time that you decide when it stops. And I think, these things can drag out, or they can go quickly, and you're going to know that your angels are not going to let you just hang. You're going to know when it's time, and that, to just walk away. And I just think that you're just now kind of coming to the terms of what he is. I mean, because he seems so normal, to other people.
Yeah, he's a good pretender.
Yeah, and so it's just, and I do feel like you feel almost like you're crazy, but you're not.
No, you're not. Yes, they can make you feel that way. They really can make you feel that you are crazy.
Yeah, it's your fault. Yeah.
And after a while, you begin to believe it.
Your fault.
Yes,
yeah,
everything
is going to be your fault to him. And when you decide that you don't care about his approval, what he thinks, he's going to go.
Well, Lady Catherine knows me pretty well. I'm very strong-willed.
Yes.
And I'm a Georgia peach, so I have a little temper.
Yes.
But that temper, the narcissist knows how to trigger your flaws, and you know what I mean? Like, they know how to trigger you. Like, I have been to counseling with someone before.
Yeah, he triggered me yesterday or Monday, and I didn't respond like he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just put him out the door. So,
well, Mel, I don't feel like he's doing anything right now nefarious. He's just gone right now. Like, I wouldn't worry about what he's. You know what I mean? He's him, and he's gonna hoover, and he's gonna do all that stuff.
Yes, he is.
I want you to do a lot of self-care, a lot of spiritual work. Really go deep and detach from him a little bit, and cling to God a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to choose that. It's not just going to happen. You're going to have to choose to detach. And I think you're doing that. I think that's why we're on the phone right now. I think you're tired. And I think you need to just sort of, if you can be at peace some way, within reason for your circumstances, and you can really have that armor on, then I think things will be clear. And I'm going to be praying that, it becomes very clear to you, because right now, you're going through some cognitive dissonance where you don't know which way's up and which way's down, and you don't want to make a mistake. But I don't think in this situation you can make a mistake. I think it's just all going to culminate.
Yes.
So I wish I could give you something more concrete. I feel like energy is just all over the place right now. I feel like his is too.
Freaked out, because I'm not going to.
Good. Yeah. So ground.
And yes, stand off. It's going to be a standoff. Yes. And when he does, I wouldn't call him out on a lot of stuff, because, that's going to just trigger him for more abuse. So when he does, try to be so at peace in your own, self that you can just restrain a little bit and just let things kind of lie for a little bit. And
great
I'm
reading.
sorry.
Great
I might
reading.
not even answer.
yes, that would be ideal. Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, you've been married how many years?
7.
Yeah, that's, and you know what? Also, is you may be ending a karmic cycle too. This may be ending, because of y'all could have been a karmic type connection. I don't know. I'm not an authority on that, but this could be a cycle that's ending for you, and it's going to just kind of work out itself out. But the only advice I have is, I know you know how to get strong. I know you know how to balance, and I know you know how to do that. It's a choice, though, you're going to have to make, because right now you can't be the hanged man anymore. You can't be in that position anymore. Your life time is flying by so fast, and you don't want to lose any more time because of this.
No.
And he's going to come back. He's going to reemerge, but I want you to be so prayed up and just strong when he does that you don't have to really do anything. Your line in the sand is not letting him take your peace anymore.
That's true.
That is your line.
That's
the line in the sand.
That's great advice. That's great advice. Well, thank you so much for calling, Mel. I don't know if you want to hang on while we do a few more readings or hang up, but that was amazing advice that you were offering, Callie. And Mel, I just encourage you to get into your own power and to not believe any of the lies that he throws at you. Just stop believing it.
Because then once you start believing his lies, other lies from your past wounds and your past, relationships and everything start resurfacing, and it just turns into a big, pardon my language, shit show for you. And
yes.
You don't deserve that, and
No.
you don't need it.
No.
So I'm glad that you came on video earlier, because you are strong.
Yes,
you are
strong.
strong.
Beautiful lady. Don't you let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yes, and there's a future for you, no matter what.
Absolutely. I saw that in the reading.
You don't need to be under this.
Yeah, yesterday I saw that. No, that you will be just fine without him. You really will. Just find that faith, because I saw it.
And it may not be instantaneous that you're able to let go, but you will.
Yes.
It's just trust your process. The only thing you can do, though, is have that armor on of detaching and being strong, no matter what he does. That's where you got to be, in that place.
Okay. He is going to try to come back in, so I will have to do it.
Yes, you have more power than you realize.
That's right. You really do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you, lady.
Thank you so much. Okay, Miss Callie, we have a reading for you from Karen, and it's in regards to her boyfriend, Pete. Hi, Callie. I have a question about my relationship with my college sweetheart. We dated in college, were together afterwards, and at this time last year, he broke up with me to start dating another girl. He went back and forth between us for several months and made a decision to break it off with her and commit to me this past spring. We were making plans for him to move to my area, and our relationship was healing and moving forward. He is flying out today to attend a wedding with me over the weekend and to finally meet my parents. I am scared because he started pulling back from me this past week, saying that he is scared because he has never really been on his own. He is nervous about moving to my area and may regret not having had any single time. He is behaving exactly like he was at this time last year. He finally admitted to me that he has been talking to the other girl, and not that he wants to reconcile with her, but is helping her to accept that it's over. Of course, my mind is ever thinking I am hurt that he lied about her showing back up in his life. He is flying in today. What do you see? Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I feel like there's going to be when you're dealing with a Leo,
yes.
Oftentimes it will kind of go back and forth a little bit. But there is going to be a dance here. with you guys, I don't get that he's lying to you about, talking to her and the reasons, but anytime you're going to have to let go of someone, to be with someone else or to move forward, you're going to start second guessing yourself. That's natural. I mean, even in the worst situations, people still do that. That's human nature. So I would give him the space to do that. I feel like he's going to get there today. Y'all are going to have a great, time. He's going to feel better and more confident, and he's going to forget about all this other stuff that's going on. And you need to just make sure it's an environment that he can forget. You're carefree. You're you. Mm-hmm. You got to be you, and you got to let yourself, like I told Mel earlier, be at peace and have a peaceful energy about you, because he's going to pick that up, and you want him to be, you want to be giving off what you want to get. So I believe that there is going to be a little dance here. You're going to have to just dig your heels in and handle that, but handle it the right way with patience. And because anytime you're dealing with a Leo, they love big, but then they do oftentimes step back a little bit. So just enjoy the time you have together right now. Enjoy it, and time will show you what you need to do next and what's going to happen next. Just enjoy this time you have now, because if you're worried and you're stressed, your energy is going to get all screwed up, and it's not going to be as smooth as it could be. So does that resonate, Lady Catherine?
It does. I read the situation with her yesterday, and yes, it absolutely does. Thank you. Wonderful reading. Next, Callie, we have Jennifer and Randy. Jennifer says, I have been married for 5 years to Randy. We have been trying to have a baby for the past 4 years, and this past year, we have been working with in vitro in hopes to finally have a child. My husband started behaving strangely this past February, and he moved out of our home 2 weeks ago. I have had a woman calling and texting me saying that Randy is hers and I need to move on with my life. My husband denies there is another woman. He just says that he is no longer in love with me and wants a divorce. I am so sad and need your insight. He did come over and he spent the day with me last Saturday. I have hopes. Please advise.
Okay. I know you're in a lot of pain, and I do feel like there has been someone else, but that doesn't mean that everything is done. That doesn't mean everything is over. The fact that he did come and spend the day with you is a good thing. It's a good sign. But I do feel like he's in a state of limerence right now with whatever's going on. It may not even be a full-on thing, but limerence it's an obsessive love. It's not really love. It's a state that people get in oftentimes when they have gone outside of a marriage or something. So there are ways to combat this, because it does end within 2 to 3 months. It does end. That state will end. He will crash, and he will want you back, and he will want to be back, I believe. But you're going to have to protect yourself. This is so weird that all of the readings today, I'm getting such a strong just picture of a knight in armor. You're going to have to put your armor on and walk through this in a way that you're not losing time, because these people can't suck our time. That this precious time that we have on this earth, we can't let other people suck it away from us.
That's right.
And I am going to send Lady Catherine some videos that have helped me in this situation that you're in. I think they'll help you, so I'm going to send those to her right after this, and she can forward them on to you. But they're just about that state, understanding the place he's at and what you can do to kind of be there in a patient way, and hopefully, at the same time protecting yourself, but not shutting doors to anything that might happen. But I do feel like I do get that emotion from him. So I want you to have your eyes open, them shut, and you don't want to get in a place of anger or resentment, but we can get you to a place of, where you're kind of neutral, but you can do some things and have some tools in order to save your marriage if that's what you want, or save your situation if that's what you want. But again, you hold the power. I believe in ultimately you're going to hold the power. It's going to be your choice. I mean, you know what I mean? So does that resonate, Lady Catherine, with you?
100%. That's exactly what we have been working with for the past, I don't know, well, actually since February, and you were spot on. So thank you so much. And then to back it up with the videos, I'm sure that they will be so helpful.
The videos, the guy's kind of goofy, but it really opened my eyes to a lot. I've been on both ends of this, so I kind of know both sides. So I think they'll definitely help you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Callie. Okay, it's time to close the show. Would you like to take us out?
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope everyone continues to have a good week, no matter what you're going through. And everything could be taken from you today, and you're still you, and you're still here, and you got to let everything, if there's a war going on outside, you've got to make a world inside.
That's right.
That you can have peace in. And balance is all inside. No one else can balance you. If we let other people balance us, we're going to be a wreck all the time. We're going to be at the whim of the wind.
Yes.
So I want everyone to work on having inner balance. If you need help with that, call us, message us, go to the website, Love and Light with Magic Winds. We can help you with that. But balance is the word for the week, and it's inside, it's not outside. So thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. I'll be able to be here from the beach. I'm going to be on a little spiritual trip. So I can't wait. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great week, and thank you, Lady Catherine. Thank you, Mel, for calling in. We will see you guys soon.
Thank you.